This video is brought to you by my new book, The Boy Without Magic, available in both ebook and paperback. Links in the description.
Thank you all for coming. As you know, we at Apple pride ourselves on innovation and always striving to advance technological advancement. That is why we're proud to announce that we will soon be launching an all-new product, the Eye Invisibility. And for those of you who are fans of Harry Potter, you can already tell what it is. It's essentially a real-life working invisibility cloak, only in suit form. With this, not only will you be able to take your eye life into all new directions, but it can also make things wholly unique in the field of combat. Now, I'll field any questions you may have in regards to its application and use. The Invisible Man, Universal's third attempt at reviving their classic monster franchise. Does this stumble and fail just like the Tom Cruise-led Mummy and Dracula Untold did? No. Their partnership with Blumhouse has actually turned out to be a good thing. I won't say that this movie is fantastic. It has problems that does hold it back. But it is a solid film and it does lay down the foundation for what can be a good franchise. One that can compete, if not with Marvel, at the very least with the Conjuring universe. Now, if you're a fan of the 33 classic, you're in for a rude awakening because this movie is nothing like that film. Rather, the focus is on a woman named Elisabeth Moss, who's in an abusive relationship that she's trying to escape from. She thinks she's gotten away from her husband Adrian when he commits suicide, and has left for her millions of dollars, making her a millionaire overnight. But now, things start to go wrong around her, and she begins to become paranoid that he is still alive and has found a way to become invisible. And if you've read the title, you know that is the case. So it's not too much of a giveaway that he's still around and kicking. But for what it's worth though, the movie is actually fairly suspenseful, especially in the third act. In fact, all the best scenes in this movie are in the third act. That's where it gets gripping. I was on the edge of my seat and genuinely excited and fidgeting as I saw the events unfold. But the first two acts though, oh, so slow. I know that they need to establish things. I know they need to build up tension, but there was just so much stuff in the first two acts that I just found to be either irrelevant or I just couldn't bring myself to care. And I really do think the script could have used some extra revisions before they start shooting. But at the very least though, the slow pace of the first two acts doesn't ruin the film. The third act, in truth, does save it. And Elisabeth Moss, she is fantastic as the protagonist, the woman Cecilia. Her performance is genuinely compelling and you really do feel for her as she tries to get away from this sociopath. However, the movie does suffer from the same problem as A Quiet Place, though thankfully not to the same degree. It's not the best written script. The big problem with A Quiet Place was as soon as you started to think about how the monsters worked and their weakness, the whole film's premise just fell apart. Invisible Man, though, it doesn't have that same problem, but it still has some issues with the writing that are pretty bad. In particular, a number of scenes where Cecilia's sister abandons her, or when this friend's daughter accuses her of hitting her, when it's blatantly clear that she didn't do what they say she did, and the circumstances are contradictory to her actions. So to have them all of a sudden just turn on her without considering what's really been going on around her, it's kind of hard to believe. But one aspect of the writing though that did work well was the inclusion of hard sci-fi elements, explaining how the Invisible Man becomes the Invisible Man. It's actually pretty creative and does make the film feel more believable in our modern world considering the advancements in technology we've made since 1933. So no, there's no like say potion or injection or drug that makes the Invisible Man invisible. It's technology that lets him do that, which is cool. But when it's all said and done, you really have to ask, is this movie worth seeing? And yes, it is. It has problems that really do undermine it, but beyond those, it is a solid film that is worth your time. Is any film perfect? No. But this film at the very least is enjoyable for what it is and has plenty of good working for it to balance out the bad. And what's more is while watching it, I couldn't help but speculate how it would connect to other Universal monster films in the future, like Frankenstein or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And if that's not the sign of a good film, I don't know what is. So if you've got some time to kill and you're looking for something to watch, Invisible Man, go check it out.
Boy, that Invisible Man sure was creepy, wasn't he? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the review, and up next, I haven't really got what movie I'm going to review planned just yet, but I will have something in time soon enough. And for game reviews next month, I'm planning to take a look at Doom Eternal, and I might also throw in a first impressions of Borderlands 3. Finally got my hands on that bloody thing now that it's on Steam. Anyway, I've got all that and more coming up, so please, like usual, stick around.